ZL Entertainment.
Greetings, boys and girls. I am Jakk from ZL Entertainment, and today we're here for a video that I've been meaning to do for a long time. A few months now. I guess that's a long time. And there's actually a lot of stuff I want to talk about, so I'm going to split this video up into 3 videos. So yeah, and the third and final thing I want to talk about is not an update, not kind of like anything like that. It's about how I feel about certain things, and this is a video I've been meaning to do for a lot longer than the last 2 videos. So I really want to see, because this is for my Let's Talk series, or whatever I ended up calling that series. So the last video I did in this series, which I'm calling Jakk Converses, I might come up with a better name. I did this in December 1st of 2016, and I wanted to continue the series since then, but it was starting to get into more controversial topics, and it took me a while to realize that I don't really give a damn what people think about me or what they say about me, which is a good power to have, because if you don't care what people say or think, then their words are meaningless to you. Once I realized that, I was like, well, why am I not making this video? Recently, I know why. If you've seen my last video I did, the monthly update, I had a few things going on, and that's why I didn't do it sooner. But I think it was just because nobody really watched the videos in this series, so I figured nobody would care. And I'm pretty much a nobody right now, and which I'm gonna change, but for now I'm a nobody, so I don't see why anybody would care about the opinions of a nobody. So it kind of seemed pointless to me. But there's been a few Shad, and a lot of them were very, very annoying. Life, gets in the way, so here we go. As you can see with the video, this is a topic about sexuality and what I think about it. Now I'll start from the beginning of my experience on my thoughts of this, and that starts with when I stopped believing what my parents told me, and basically what the Bible told me, and all that kind of stuff, and what society told me. I just went with what I saw other people were doing, how they lived their lives. So I based my stuff kind of like after a little bit of knowledge I saw. It went from the normal, what everybody believes in, to it kind of went to me believing that that sexuality was a scale, and it was a bisexual scale. Nobody was 100% straight, and nobody was 100% gay, 80% at max, and most people were probably just bi. That's what everybody's actions were showing me. I was basing it on what other people, how they were living, not what they were saying. One thing I've learned is kind of not listen to what people are saying completely. Basically, it's the saying where actions speak louder than words. That's not to say what people do say is any less significant. That's not what I'm saying, because what they say is valid, but it's what they do, and the actions of what I was saying around me, what society was portraying, what people were doing all around me, it led me to believe in that scale. And after I was starting to not believe in that anymore, I was like, I don't know, I don't really see that as much anymore. I actually came across something that talked about that same exact idea, and actually had a name for it. I forgot the name, and I was very surprised that I basically came up with this idea that was technically already there and other people thought it. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna call it the bisexuality scale, but I don't know what it really is called. And I thought that was very interesting that I was able to come up with that idea on my own without hearing about that beforehand. But I was starting, like I said, I was starting to not believe in that anymore. And it was starting to go towards something else, but I didn't know what yet. And sometimes when something new is about to enlighten me in my new way of thinking, I kind of like shun it, because the first process of acceptance is anger, basically, and I always do get angry when I kind of like realize these things. You know, when I was younger, I was taught this stuff, and then I had to like relearn things. It's very annoying. I finally came to the conclusion like 2014. I guess that was about 4 or 5 years ago now, and kind of came to the idea that I just kind of had to get rid of all my beliefs and thoughts and start anew with my own research. And this time I delved in deeper than I had ever before, using what I like to call the scientific method, using that approach to what people's how they act, kind of compare it to what they say, but mostly how people act, and everything combined. I came to the conclusion that there is no such thing as sexuality. Like a lot of things in life, I've found out, is just an illusion, and I believe it was started by religion and was backed by government. It was just another way of controlling people, trying to separate the people. Because if you don't believe in sexuality like I don't, then you don't really get mad at somebody else for believing or thinking a different way than you. I'm just like, whatever, do whatever you want. You can't get mad at somebody for doing what they want to do. Simple as that. So I truly believe that sexuality is an illusion started by one of the religions. I don't know which. I'm not blaming, I'm not pointing fingers, I don't care. But one of them started it, probably for money or control. Control and power is probably mostly what it was for. Backed by governments. This happened probably a long damn time ago, and it's an illusion to keep us, the people, separated. It's to kind of oppress us in a way, I believe. I kind of have the feeling that at the most we have a preference of what we prefer to be with, but that's it. Like, I prefer Mexican girls. That's my preference. Emo Mexican girls, or gothic. But humans are like this horn bag. We're all horny beasts, and that's an okay thing. Yes, I'm a perv, and that's coming from a perv, but I really don't like to let my personal beliefs and thoughts into something that I'm researching. I like to stay neutral, and if it supports my belief, then good, but if it doesn't, I'm gonna have to try and adjust to that, and that's a hard thing to do. I think I've explained it as best as I could. I'm not very good at explaining things. That's probably another reason why I didn't want to do this video. It's very hard to explain things, especially when I don't have a script. But I've been telling people this a lot lately. I don't like when people hate other people's opinions or ideas or beliefs. I don't see the point. That's it. That's what I believe, is there is no such thing as sexuality. It's an illusion. You may have a preference, and that's about it, and I don't see the reason why people need to hurt others over that. I believe everybody should do whatever the hell they want as long as they're not hurting other people. There's just, are you horny or not? The rest doesn't really matter. The rest is just a preference. I really do believe it was the whole idea was put upon us, the people, to kind of pit us against each other and have us fight against more differences. So next week I will be speaking about something else controversial, which is racism and races in general, and if that exists. So yeah, stick around for next week. It'll be an interesting topic, I hope. And yeah, I love you all. Peace to you, and stay safe.